What's the most rebellious teenager thing you've ever done? When I was 17, my dad grounded me for 3 months because I came home 20 minutes late from prom. No phone, no friends, no leaving the house except for school. He said I needed to learn respect for authority and consequences. The thing is, my dad worked night security at some warehouse downtown and slept during the day like a vampire. So while he was passed out upstairs with blackout curtains and white noise machines, I started plotting my rebellion. I turned our garage into a secret underground barbershop. It started small. My friend Dakota mentioned he needed a haircut but was broke, so I offered to do it for $5. I completely butchered his hair, but he paid me anyway, saying it looked intentionally messy. Word started spreading around school that I could cut hair for half the price of the fancy salon downtown. Within a week, kids were texting me, asking for appointments. I had to coordinate everything through my little sister Estella, who became my unofficial receptionist. The system was genius. Kids would park 3 blocks away at the 7-Eleven, walk through the back alley, climb over our fence, and slip into the garage through the side door. I hung up old sheets to block the windows and set up this makeshift barbershop with a folding chair from our basement and a cracked mirror I found at Goodwill. I charged $10 for basic cuts, $15 for anything fancy. Most of them just wanted something that looked vaguely intentional. My dad would come home at 7 a.m., eat breakfast, and crash upstairs until 4 p.m. perfect schedule. My business hours were basically 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekdays, plus weekends when he worked double shifts. I learned everything from YouTube at 2 a.m. when the house was completely silent. Within 3 weeks, I had regular customers. Ariel Evans came every Friday for a trim. The basketball team started rotating through for buzz cuts before games. I was making more money than my weekend job at the grocery store, and nobody suspected anything because all the evidence was hidden in our garage behind my dad's old exercise equipment. But then Orion Stewart made a fatal request. Dude, can you give me a mohawk? I want to look sick for senior pictures tomorrow. I should have said no. Mohawks are advanced level stuff, but Orion offered me $25, which was more than I'd ever made on a single cut. I started buzzing the sides of his head with way too much confidence. Everything was going fine until I got to the back and realized I'd made the mohawk section way too narrow. Looks good so far, right? Orion asked, trying to see in the mirror. Yeah, totally, I lied, frantically trying to fix it. But the more I tried to even it out, the worse it got. By the time I was done, Orion looked like he'd been attacked by a drunk lawnmower. The mohawk was crooked, patchy, and somehow both too wide and too narrow in different spots. Orion took one look in the mirror and his face went completely white. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. My senior pictures are tomorrow morning. That's when everything fell apart. Mrs. Stewart saw his hair and immediately called the school, demanding to know who was responsible. The school called my dad at work. My dad, who had no idea I'd been running an illegal barbershop operation out of our garage for 3 weeks, woke up to 17 angry voicemails from parents whose kids looked like they'd been through a blender. When he got home, he found hair clippings all over the garage floor, my makeshift barbershop setup, and a mason jar full of crumpled bills totaling $340. He just stood there in the doorway, staring at everything in complete disbelief. How long has this been going on? He asked quietly. You made $340 in 3 weeks cutting hair in our garage while I was asleep upstairs. Yes, sir. There was this long pause where I thought he was going to absolutely lose his mind and ground me until college. Instead, he started laughing. That's actually pretty impressive. Terrible judgment, but impressive. He was almost proud until Mrs. Stewart called, threatening to sue us for emotional damage to her son's self-esteem.